inside Cameron Indoor Stadium, Durham, North Carolina, for our matchup tonight in the ACC Women's College Basketball. The NC State Wolfpack on the road to take on the number 22 Duke Blue Devils. So glad that you are with us for our game this evening. Tom Wormy along with Debbie Antonelli. This is the 77th edition of this fantastic rivalry. Deb, you know all about this rivalry. Last year they played. NC State beat Duke when Duke was the number 10 team in the country.
Yeah, how about that? The Wolfpack hit 12 threes in that game on a very emotional day inside Reynolds Coliseum. And expect a lot of emotion here today as well. I mean, how could you not get ready to play in this game? Duke, again, ranked. NC State with a chance with their backcourt, and they're pretty good. They got to make shots, Tom.
Yeah, Debbie, let's break it down, and we'll start with NC State first, and I know you really like their backcourt combination.
I love the guard play from NC State. Maya Spencer leads the ACC in assists. Dominique Wilson is coming off of back-to-back 20-point games, 25 against Georgia Tech, 21 against Pittsburgh in triple overtime. But they will have to contend with potentially the best player in the ACC at 6'6". Azurá Stevens leads the league in rebounding, one of the top defenders at the rim. She's a terrific scorer. She runs the floor like a guard. She can finish around the rim. Great versatility in her game.
She also shoots 55% from the floor. We take a look at the starting lineups. And Deb told you about Spencer and Wilson. But Jennifer Mathurin, what a game against Pittsburgh in that triple overtime effort. She had 9 points, but she had a career-high 17 rebounds in that triple overtime victory for NC State. And for Duke, Mercedes Riggs, Deb, will get the start. That means that 13 different players for Duke have started a game this season. They'll put forth their 9th different lineup on the year for Coach McCauley.
Well, part of the reason why Mercedes Riggs is getting the start is because Coach McCauley is looking for some guard play that can take care of the basketball. Duke is -10 in the ACC in turnover margin, and they're only +5 on the glass, so she's giving up a little size to take care of the basketball to try to get her team in rhythm offensively.
The opening tap is controlled by Duke in the backcourt in the white, NC State in the red and white.
NC State will start out in man-to-man. Keep in mind they played 55 minutes in the Pitt game in triple overtime on Sunday.
First points of the game. Stevens along the baseline.
Well, she's a matchup nightmare for everyone in the ACC because of her face-up ability with her size.
As Deb told you, close to 18 points per game for Stevens, second best for the ACC, and Duke will get the ball back.
She's averaging 18 points a game. She's averaging 9 rebounds, which leads the league, and I still don't think she's even tapped into what she can do.
She has scored in double figures 31 straight games. Lambert the miss, kept alive by Duke on the glass.
In ACC play, Duke is only averaging 64 points a game, so they don't mind slowing it down and trying to take advantage of their matchup with Azurá Stevens.
Their most recent game was a loss Sunday at Louisville. Greenwell had it taken away. We've got 2 players on the deck. A held ball situation, and that arrow is going to favor the visiting NC State Wolfpack.
So here's something to keep an eye on defensively for the Wolfpack. You know Westmore will change it up a lot, but as soon as Greenwell put the ball on the floor, NC State went to trap her. She's a terrific three-point shooter. She's a catch-and-shoot 3. She's made 41 all year. 38 of them are catch-and-shoot. Only 3 times she's put the ball on the floor.
Westmore is in his 3rd season as the NC State head coach. Went to the WNIT last year after going to the NCAA tournament in 2014, and a chance at a 3-point play. Dominique Wilson.
NC State's guards are so good at working the elbows. And watch how Dominique Wilson turns the corner here on a big. She gets the switch. She gets all the way to the rim, and she keeps her focus on finishing the play for an and-one opportunity.
81% from the line on the season, and she's got it old school style.
She only played 48 minutes in the last game, and that's 4 times this year she's been over the 40-minute mark. She's a warrior-type player for NC State.
21 points in that triple overtime victory against Pittsburgh on the road for NC State.
And see, Mercedes Riggs for Duke hasn't made a basket all year. She's got 2 free throws, so you can really help off of her. And watch how Ashley Williams will sink into the paint and try to help.
Lambert cans the jumper. Duke goes back in front in the early going in our first quarter from Durham. Cameron Indoor Stadium. Building erected in 1940. And the home of Duke basketball ever since. Schumacher. Dropped it off. Tapped around. Taken by Stevens. As Mathurin was unable to finish. This is Riggs.
And watch how Williams plays off for him with Sag in the paint. So you can help right there on the low block.
Quick move to the bucket. Cheatham couldn't finish it off.
Maya Spencer and Dominique Wilson. It's hard to talk about one without talking about the other. As Mathurin hits a big three. But Tommy, the two of them have great poise and composure. Not one time did they blink during the Pitt triple overtime game. They made every play, and Westmore put them in the right sets to be successful.
Mathurin had a big game against Duke last year in that win. 13 points and 12 rebounds. Looks like we have an offensive foul depth.
That's a good call. And a good rotation by Carly Schumacher to be able to get inside, outside the restricted area. See, watch the three right here by Jennifer Mathurin. See, look, hands, a little cushion, hands high, not enough. Mathurin certainly capable of knocking down triples for the Wolfpack.
She's now made 26 on the season on 78 attempts.
Yeah, see, Wilson,
quick move.
Greenwell cannot guard that matchup, and I'll wait to see how much longer Coach McCauley stays in that man and gets out of that into the zone.
Dominique Wilson now with 5 points in the first quarter. Stevens, similar spot, different result.
NC State likes to run that 4 out, 1 in. So Schumacher is playing in the high post. She's the 1 in.
Wilson. Now Williams against 3 defenders. Schumacher had it knocked away. That was Stevens. She leads this conference in blocks, almost 2.5 per game. Now she tees up a 3. Duke saves it. Fresh shot clock.
Now, Coach McCauley told us today that she's moving Stevens around, not playing her solely with her back to the basket. Wants to encourage her to shoot that trail 3. She set up for it like she was going to take it. I mean, without doubt.
Greenwell will take one and hit the front rim. Spencer scampers up the floor. Wilson driving from the wing is denied as Greenwell held her ground.
They like to run the flare screen off this horn set. There's the flare. Good job by Wilson to get over the top of that.
See that Amber Henson is in there for Duke wearing number 30. And that's a 3 over her screen by Lambert. Make it a 2. She's got 4.
Staying in that man-to-man defense.
Net from 3-point range. Mathurin again.
Tom, it is her birthday.
Yes.
That's 2. 2 threes in the first quarter. Happy birthday, Jennifer.
Happy 23rd birthday, right? Mathurin is a junior from Montreal, Canada.
I think the ball right now is getting stuck in Duke's hands. They need to move it.
Floating drive. Lambert again.
Lambert's had a terrific first quarter. He has been aggressive looking to score. This play starts outside the lower defensive box. Mathurin not there in time.
ACC College Hoops is brought to you by the official corporate champions of the ACC. Geico, Toyota, and New York Life.
Inside that Duke locker room here at Cameron Indoor Stadium right now, the Blue Devils trailing the NC State Wolfpack 11-8. ACC College Hoops, a big night of action. In fact, 14 of 15 teams in the ACC are playing tonight.
Conference play, there's nothing better. When you check out the digs in that locker room, man, kids go to school today with like a concierge. You know, they get everything taken care of.
How did I know you were going to say that? Lambert now has the last 7 points in the game for Duke. Completes the three-point play. Kyra Lambert.
Duke showing some full court pressure. Here's the matchup zone.
Mathurin again, another three. Oh, Debbie.
In the first quarter, Jennifer Mathurin, on your birthday, go ahead, shoot till your own falls off.
Wow, she's got 3 threes and 9 points. She's already matched her total from the triple overtime game against Pittsburgh. A win for NC State, 78-76 on Sunday in a thriller. Along the baseline and out of bounds as Cheatham stepped on the line. Vera Cheatham from Oakland, California. There's the head coach, Joanne P. McCauley, in her 9th season. 237 wins on that Duke bench. 8 times the NCAA tournament for this program. And 3 times the ACC tournament champs. Look at that scrap for the loose ball. 3 players hit the deck.
And see, this is where Wes Moore separates himself. He knows Maturin's got the hot hand from the three-point line. And so he runs that high pick and roll in the middle of the floor with his guards and with Maturin. And it's very difficult to defend. See, Chelsea Nelson just turned it over. But it was the right read by Jennifer.
Very pensive Wes Moore. Kind enough to give us a couple of minutes before the game, and in his homespun Southern twang, kind of telling us, well, we'll just see what happens, Debbie, out there. We're going to shoot the Rapids.
You never know what kind of Southern cliche you're going to get out of Wes, but you're going to get a good one.
The drive, knocked out of bounds. Nelson might have tipped it out after the drive by Wilson, and indeed Duke has the basketball.
I'm making a mental note on my Duke scouting report. Didn't I just see 6'6" playing in the horns, initiate the offense, come off a flare screen and shoot the 3? I mean, she was short, but that's the kind of versatility that Azurá Stevens has in her game.
Dropped off underneath. It's an offensive foul. No, score the bucket. The indication is offensive foul. There it is. Take the bucket off the board. Luis Gonzalez, the emphatic call.
Again, good rotation inside. That play starts outside the lower defensive box, which brings the restricted area into play, which is the black line here at Duke, not the white. The white line is the men's line, or arc. Oh, nice.
Right by and to the rim. It's Wilson again. She got by Salvadores.
That's what you call rejecting a screen on a straight line drive to the bucket.
Biggest lead of the quarter for NC State. They go inside, and Stevens gets 2 right back.
I'm believing right about now that 80% of the playbook is for Azurá Stevens for Duke, and as it should be.
She's got 4 points in the first quarter. We're inside of 2 minutes. Nelson turning around in traffic, had to kick it back out. Coming out of that corner was Mathurin, and the call is an offensive foul, and that'll be her second.
Watch the read right here by Dominique Wilson on the screen. Okay, here she is right here. The screen's going to come right here. She's going to reject it and drive on a straight line to the baseline. Watch how her defender tries to cheat the screen. Here comes the screen. She leans the other way, Salvadores, and it's a blow-by Wilson.
Angela Salvadores, the freshman from Spain, for 3.
You know what, Tom? NC State likes to jam or squeeze those ball screens, and that allows the guard to go under. And you got to know personnel on that. That's the way NC State's going to guard it until they hit a couple more. They're not going to change.
That ball's going to remain with the Wolfpack. Over 500 wins in her career for Coach McCauley. Also the head coach at Michigan State and Maine, went all the way to the title game in 05 with Michigan State.
Okay, the middle of that zone is open, right where you see the ACC.
Going to call it a kick on Stevens. Shot clock will go to 15. 1:02 to go in the first.
You know what, Tom? Algerie Stevens is on this side, the strong side right now, the back of that zone. I'd run offense on the other side. Run it on the other side where you've got a deficiency over on that side of the floor in terms of speed and quickness and length.
Here's a three. Williams. She's got it.
I told you before the game, I had a feeling that Ashley Williams was going to have a big game for NC State. Just could tell by talking to her before the game how excited she was about being here in this environment.
Right from the free throw line, off the backboard, a little strong from Cheatham, and a whistle. It's going to go against Duke.
Watch the ball movement by NC State. They get in the gaps, they attack. That's a good catch and shoot. Hands ready, shot ready.
Stevens picked up her first personal for Duke. NC State has connected on all 4 of its three-point attempts so far today. From 2-point range, they're 3 of 9. 15 seconds to go in the quarter. Entry. Stepping around and scoring. Chelsea Nelson.
Score with too much time, Dave. Do too much time here.
Salvadores needs to recognize for 3, and she hits it right before the buzzer. A flurry of action to finish the quarter.
Time and score is so critical when you're playing in conference play. Salvadores for 3.
The numbers from the first quarter. NC State sizzling with 57% from the floor depth. That is way above their season average of 37%.
Yeah, the Blue Devils not bad either at 50%. Both teams shooting the 3 rather well, including the 6'1" forward for NC State, Jennifer Mathurin. Look how she sets her feet. Defense is not closing long to her. Why would you? You wouldn't expect her to be this hot, but it's her birthday. And she's on the bench because now she has 2 fouls. So she's going to have to sit for a little while, and hopefully that hot hand won't cool off for NC State.
Made all 3 of her three-point attempts in the first quarter. We crank up the second quarter. NC State led by as many as 7 in these first 10 minutes. They have possession of the basketball to get it started.
Try to get that zone shifting. Try to get in the gaps and see if you can turn the corner. You can't play on top of it. You got to play north and south against it.
5 on the shot clock. Turnover. Salvadores. Cheatham sent it back out. Stevens, one dribble across the lane, can't get it to fall, and NC State saves it. Dee Rogers in there, the freshman for NC State, wearing number 21.
Yeah, in the first half, you've got to get a lot of players playing for NC State so you can utilize that depth. You don't want to wear down Wilson and Spencer, but you can shorten your bench a little bit in the second half.
That was a 3-second violation against NC State with the ball back. The Duke Blue Devils, number 22 in the country, 12-5 on the season, 1-2 in conference play. Salvadores the entry. Stevens fakes it one way and goes the other.
Beautiful up and under move. That's 6'6", getting a one-on-one on the block. Beautiful.
Duke is 8-1 at home this year. And the traveling violation against NC State, and the ball back to the Blue Devils.
So what we've seen from Duke is we saw some man, we saw 2-3. Now we see the matchup more like a 1-2-2. And NC State's playing on the top of it, Tom. Playing east and west. You got to dive down. You got to play vertically through that.
Pack has turned it over on 3 successive possessions. Duke's only home conference win was last Thursday in a win against Wake Forest. As they throw it out of bounds, they scored 95 points in that game against Wake and won it 95-68, a season high for points.
Hey, good job by Nelson to understand personnel. You don't need to guard Cheatham all the way up in the high post, so you can kind of sit on Stevens, and that's what they did, and it didn't allow the pass to go in.
Wolfpack working on a 3-game winning streak. 5-2 is the record in their last 7 games. Wilson. Greenwell had it knocked away. Ball did not hit the rim. Shot clock is still ticking down. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be packed ball, but only 3 on the shot clock there.
You got time for a catch and shoot. You got time for a bounce and score.
Spencer on the inbounds. They did not get it away as it was Rogers trying to get it up on the cylinder.
That wingspan for Azurá Stevens looks like from up here that she's touching the rim. That's how big she looks.
Stevens listed at 6'5" from Raleigh, North Carolina. This game was some added significance for her.
She's 6'6" now. She grew an inch last year.
I stand corrected. Entry swatted away, out of bounds, off of NC State as it went off of Nelson.
Now, NC State's doing a good job on Rebecca Greenwell, who's made 41 threes. They haven't let her get a clean look, and now they're starting to sag on the block a little bit.
Right to the rim. Cheatham could not finish. There comes Williams on the gallop. Wilson, wing 3.
So hard to match up with NC State's transition game because they shoot the 3 so well. You got to sprint back to the paint.
Stolen. Layup for Wilson. 12 points now, and she leads all scorers.
I think she makes it look so easy. So smooth.
Cheatham.
See, that's a good job by Cheatham. Now she recognizes NC State's not going to guard her. She has to be a threat. So she takes one dribble to improve her shot percentage.
For Cheatham, her 74th game in a Duke uniform. That's a great step over move as Nelson has her point total up to 4 now. Wolfpack matching their largest lead. 28-21. Salvadores scoops it to the rim.
You cannot give up middle penetration.
Salvadores did that with flair, Debbie, as she took it with the left hand all the way to the glass.
Oh, you got to meet that pass.
Anticipation. Cheatham hit the deck at midcourt.
You've got to meet that pass at the elbow.
First on Spencer. By the way, Maya Spencer is yet to score, Deb.
Yeah, but she's facilitated, and she gives them great calmness out there. Her demeanor very rarely changes.
Junior from Decatur, Georgia. Averages close to 13 points per game. She had 22 to lead the team in the triple OT win against Pittsburgh. That was Nelson who came over to provide interference but picked up the foul.
You know, Tom, the last 2 defensive possessions for NC State, they've had a couple of breakdowns. Williams gave middle penetration, and this time Nelson rotates over and fouls. You know, Rebecca Greenwell is a terrific free throw shooter. She scored 51 points in a high school game. She made 17 threes in a game in high school. Amazing.
First 2 points of the game for Greenwell come from the free throw line, where this season, Deb, to back up your point, 84%. She's 3rd best from the stripe in the conference. So great to have you with us this evening. Tom Wormy, Debbie Antonelli, our outstanding ACC Women's College Basketball production crew, with you from Cameron Indoor Stadium and Coach K Court. Suggs has picked up the foul for Duke. Great rivalry. We told you at the top of the broadcast. The 77th meeting between the teams. NC State leads at 41-35, but Duke has won 9 of the last 11, Deb, and 13 in a row in the series at home.
It's a tough place to come over here and play.
Rogers trying to follow the miss. Second effort, unsuccessful. Stevens to the free throw line. And now 5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Game's really slowed down here in the second quarter. Oh, mismatch inside. Azurá Stevens, she can make up for mistakes because of her length.
Nelson basically had her beat, but Stevens took one step and closed defensively.
I'm seeing some fatigue out of NC State. Their bigs just get beat down the floor.
4 for Cheatham, and the NC State lead has been whittled down to 1, 28-27.
Nelson and Rogers are really huffing out there.
The turnaround is good from Nelson.
But you're never too tired on offense.
She's got 6 points. Lead back up to 3. I have a feeling, Debbie Antonelli, we're going back and forth all evening long between these two clubs.
Yeah, neither one very often. Well, NC State doesn't make back-to-back mistakes. Duke has shown a propensity to do that and turning the ball over, but they're not doing that tonight.
Action underneath. There was a whistle to stop play, and we'll step aside for a moment. NC State by 3.
Azurá Stevens got deep position, 2 feet in paint. 2 points for the Blue Devils. And as NC State was chugging down the floor, Duke was moving a little quicker. That break couldn't have come at a better time for NC State to be able to substitute and get some other personnel on the floor.
They move it up to Wilson. She mishandles it. Picked up and whipped down court by Salvadores to Greenwell. Gets it back. Second effort. Stevens unguarded on the weak side.
And having the experience of General Maturin in the front court is being missed right now because she's got 2 fouls. She's sitting on the bench.
Schumacher, the offensive glass. Reset that shot clock as Wilson misfired from 3-point range. Only the second miss of the game from long distance for NC State, which has made 5 3-point baskets. Amber Richardson has come in for NC State. She wears number 23. Shot clock is at 5. Schumacher.
Nobody crashing the glass.
Salvadores. Change of direction. Greenwell tried to follow it. She got boxed out, but there's the whistle. And overzealous play from Wilson.
That's the way you got to play Rebecca Greenwell, though. You got to make her put the ball on the floor, and she was crashing the glass, and Wilson was trying to box her out.
Greenwell has missed all 3 of her field goal attempts, and that includes 1 attempt at a 3-pointer. Stevens drew a double, and now she'll earn some free throws. Schumacher and Rogers there defensively.
Azurá Stevens loves to go left off the bounce. You see her skill set on display. Such a tough matchup for everyone in the ACC. Had a chance to speak to her on the phone last night about her USA basketball experience. As you watch her draw a foul and get to the free throw line, she said it was terrific that she got to play with some great players and she had an incredible experience. But this summer, she'll be in the weight room, I think.
She knocked it away and kept it alive for Duke. Despite that miss on the second free throw, Stevens is now at 9 points as we approach the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. Tied at 30.
And you can't throw that kind of pass if you're Salvadores. I also spoke to Rebecca Greenlaw on the phone last night. She said they called a players-only meeting to discuss taking better care of the ball and everybody playing their role. So it was a very good meeting, very positive, upbeat. They've played well today. They have not turned the ball over as much as they have been. They're trending in the right direction.
Shot clock is at 9. Rogers is wide open. And Wilson found her. First bucket for Rogers. NC State knows how important that halftime lead is. This season they are 11-0 and going to the locker room ahead of their opponent. Rogers the steal, up ahead. Wilson got fouled. Amber Henson picks up her first personal.
This is going to be possession for possession all the way through. And we mentioned it in the first quarter because both teams were shooting the ball so well. Coming out of the first quarter, NC State was shooting 57%, Duke shooting 50%.
Wilson is 81% from the free throw line on the season and now has 13 points. Stevens re-enters for Duke.
4 times Dominique Wilson has been over the 20-point mark. She's not underrated inside the ACC. She's very well respected by the coaches in this league. I think she's underrated on the national scene.
NC State now with 16 points off of Duke turnovers. And Dominique Wilson in her last 3 games now has 60 points. They still got a full half to go here from Cameron Indoor Stadium. Duke has called the timeout with exactly 1 minute remaining in the second quarter. NC State maintaining a 4-point lead. Duke's only lead so far in this game was in the first quarter when it led 4-3. They had just tied it up at 30 moments ago, but NC State back out in front by 4. How about prior to the game? We got a first-hand look thanks to Kaylee Moser. She's wearing a GoPro camera, and this is what it looks like to take the court here at this incredible facility.
Oh, I was getting a picture of it. I liked it. I got my GoPro with me, too.
It's pretty good, isn't it? Get a little medium 5. Some warm-ups prior to the game.
The team had a good time.
Oh, they were loose and ready to play. We thank Kaylee Moser for that unique perspective. Greenwell steps back over Schumacher. Finally into the hands of Richardson.
This is where a lot of coaches talk about the 2-for-1, where if NC State wanted to get a quick shot and try to score quickly, give Duke a chance to get the ball and then still have a chance for another possession.
Schumacher got the long rebound.
Now they can take it all the way down for 1 shot. And that's what Coach Moore is trying to do, is get their attention. Well, that worked out well for NC State. Now they can have pretty much the last possession here.
It's about a 3 or 4 second difference shot in game clock. So they will have to get one away before the clock expires in the second quarter. Spencer weaving and dishing. Stevens. Salvadores gave it up. Greenwell could not handle the pass. 2.6 seconds remaining. 11th turnover of the first half for Duke. So Wes Moore and the NC State Wolfpack on the road but leading against Duke 34-30. Halftime in Durham. Dominique Wilson leading the way with 14 points. Desiree Stevens with 9 for Duke. Halftime straight ahead. Back back in Durham with NC State leading Duke 34-30 at halftime. One of the standout players in the ACC this season is the junior guard for NC State, Maya Spencer. And recently, our own Debbie Antonelli had a chance to break it down with number 3 for the Pack.
There are point guards and there are shooters, and then there's combination guards like Maya Spencer for NC State. I'm Debbie Antonelli, and Maya, 4 out, 1 in. This is a staple of your offense at NC State, and Coach Moore expects a very high IQ out of you guys. It's not just about running plays, it's reading plays. So take us through a set.
So this set, he wants the guards to stay above the free throw line, so that gives us room to attack the baseline and set up plays for our teammates. So say that the 2 guard attacks the baseline this way. The 1 guard will follow, so she'll have an outlet, a kick behind. The 5 will slide up, and then the 3 will slide down just in case we can get that cross-court pass. And then as the 5 slides up, you can easily bounce pass. If their person comes and stops you right here, you can easily bounce pass if nobody helps down. And you can look for the back right here when the 1 comes over for the 3, or you can just pull it back out and set up the same way.
Okay, Maya, so far everything you've drawn has been all about the guards, which I'm perfectly okay with because I like guard play. But sometimes, because you do run 4 out, 1 in, that 1 in is a post player. What's some of the action for the 5 player inside?
For the 5 player, basically he follows the ball. If we reverse the ball this way to the 4 and then to the 3, we want to wait. The 5 wants to wait until the 3 catches the ball. So once the 3 catches the ball, that's when the 5 comes over this way.
What if you do not have 4 shooters on the floor around 1 out? What are your advantages there?
Advantages, if the person can't shoot, pick on the ball, they attack, make somebody else man help, and then kick it for an open shot.
I bet they're a good screener in that offense, aren't they?
Yes. Yes, very.
Well, you won't have to be the good screener in this offense because NC State's planning on you knocking down some shots.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks for being with us, Maya.
Thank you.
Thanks for breaking it down.
Thank you.
All right, Debbie and Maya breaking it down. NC State has the 4-point lead at halftime. When we come back, we'll examine the first 20 minutes with Debbie Antonelli.
ACC College Hoops is sponsored by Husqvarna. Now through February 29th, trade in your old lawnmower and receive a $50 rebate on the purchase of a new one. See your Husqvarna dealer for details.
NC State led by as many as 7 in the first half. They maintain a 34-30 lead over Duke. Halftime here at Cameron Indoor Stadium. High above the court, Tom and Debbie with you. And Deb, both of these teams in the first half shooting 46%. Very entertaining first 20 minutes between these 2 teams.
Love it when shots are falling, and it helps erase some of the other mistakes that they're making on the defensive end. But NC State came out hot, and they stayed hot through that whole first quarter. And I thought Dominique Wilson was a big difference for the Wolfpack. Her ability to score off the bounce, score in their screening action, and then knocking down threes. NC State's got 5 at the break. That's helped them extend this lead.
Yeah, Duke was able to come back on a couple of different occasions. Azure Stevens with 9 points to lead the way. As we get a peek at those numbers from the first half, just a couple of threes for Duke. Jennifer Mathurin, Deb, 9 points in 8 minutes and 3 threes. What?
Impressive, but she had 2 fouls and didn't play any minutes in the second quarter.
Right.
Duke with those 11 turnovers, and NC State scored 16 points off those turnovers. It's been a problem for Duke. Let's see if they can fix it here in the second half.
And how about the rebounds? Even at 15 each. And the difference is only 4 at halftime. We'll continue from Durham, North Carolina. This is ACC College Hoops. Blue Devils returning to the court. We're moments away from the start of the third quarter as they trail the Pack 34-30. News and notes, Deb, Notre Dame at the top of that list. Just 1 loss in 2+ years in the ACC, including tournament play.
Yeah, incredible run by Muffet McGraw, and the culture of her program wins 800 games, and Notre Dame and Louisville, the only 2 teams undefeated in conference play. Shakayla Thomas, I told you she was the best player at Florida State, Tom. She is the best player, and the Hokies are on the top of the scoring defensive charts, and Dennis Wolf and his team are the only ones not in action tonight in the ACC.
Yeah, in fact, they won't play until Monday when they host Clemson. They have lost 2 in a row, trying to halt that streak against the Tigers on Monday. You can see that game on your regional sports networks. Wes Moore and the NC State Wolfpack start the second half with a 4-point lead.
And Jennifer Maturin is back on the floor with those 2 fouls after playing those 8 minutes that you referenced in the first quarter. They're trying to isolate her right away with Stevens.
Stevens. Foul and bucket.
And here's the thing. I said they were isolating her, and I'm telling you, Maturin pulled away from that so she wouldn't commit the foul. Okay, watch Stevens inside. Okay, but as soon as the ball comes inside, principal vertical. Oh, a little bit of tap there. You're kidding, Jennifer. You have to have more discipline than that to stay on the floor.
12 points for Azurá Stevens. Second best in the conference on the year. Close to 18 points per game for Stevens. He's approaching that number. Early going, third quarter. Keep in mind, Duke has not led since the early part of the first quarter. It led 4-3. Williams from the corner rattles out. Greenwell the board.
Maya Spencer still without a basket for NC State.
Cheatham trying to spin away from Schumacher, and she traveled.
We talked about Maya Spencer and Dominique Wilson and their ability to carry the Wolfpack, and Spencer without a basket, no field goal attempts tonight, but Dominique Wilson has certainly delivered on her portion of the backcourt duo.
Schumacher on the block. Greenwell another rebound. Up ahead, Stevens runs the floor. Taken away, but Schumacher ended up out of bounds with possession of the basketball.
And again, Dominique Wilson involved in a deflection to allow NC State to set up their defense.
Schumacher was one of those main contributors in the win against Pittsburgh. She had 16 points. There's Stevens again off the inbounds.
That's just a great read by Azurá.
Duke has taken the lead since the early going in the first. Stevens went for the steal, instead ended up with a personal foul. Second on Stevens.
You know, I'm okay with that because she's trying to be aggressive out in the passing lane, trying to build the momentum a little bit for Duke. She's just got 2.
14 points tonight means 32 straight games with double figures and 46 double-figure point games in her career. Schumacher slipping in.
Great job playing vertically through the middle of that zone.
First bucket for Carly Schumacher. She's a senior on this team from Watertown, Wisconsin. Azurá Stevens has the last 8 points for Duke. Won't get a chance on this possession. And it looked like Kyra Lambert committed the foul trying to get back.
Okay, watch this by NC State. You're going to see the flash here, and Schumacher's going to get great position in here. The ball's going to go right through the middle of that defense. This is how you play vertically. Good execution by NC State.
Those 16 points in the win at Pittsburgh, a season high for Carly Schumacher. They assessed that last foul to Mercedes Riggs. Once again, our officiating crew is Joe Cunningham, Luis Gonzalez, and Jules Gallion. Should mention that Joe Cunningham is retiring. 32 years officiating in the ACC, 44 overall day.
Yeah, Joe's been around a long time. Loves the game.
Williams, all net, ripping the ropes for the back.
When they're in that 3-2, those corners are open, and NC State has enough three-point shooting to score in the corners. That really stretches that zone, especially when the last time you scored down the middle of it.
Second three of the game for Williams. The answer does not come from Greenwell. Salvadores keeps it alive. Stevens flashes. But throwing the rebound in the outlet. Schumacher trying to establish position, couldn't fall. Mathurin, quick hands. 14 turnovers in the game for Duke. Teams met last year, February 22nd, 72-59. A win for NC State, and Maya Spencer had 23 points to lead the way. Right on cue. First points of the game. Maya Spencer, and it's a 3-ball.
So Duke takes a 1-point lead, and NC State answers with a 9-0 run. The 3-ball is working for the Pack. They hit 12 of them last year in an upset. Can they keep the momentum going outside the arc? The Pack was down by 1, and then they go on an 8-0 run because they have drilled this defense inside out. The points in the paint, the corner 3, the top of the key 3. NC State's hit 7 triples in the game by 4 different players. And they hit 12 threes last year when they upset a top 10 Duke Blue Devil team in Reynolds Coliseum on Play for K Day. A lot of emotion was in that game, in that building that day.
Reynolds Coliseum, which is being renovated this season, a $35 million project. Three-pointer, Salvadores. 11 points total, her third 3.
And she has all of the Duke Blue Devil three-point baskets. She's made all 3 of their threes.
Miss from Henson. Spencer and Williams have the 3-point buckets this quarter for NC State. There's another one. Mathurin
playing with a lot of confidence.
3 of the game, and she is 4 for 4 from the floor from long distance.
And one of the things I talked to Rebecca Greenwell about on the phone last night was, are her freshman guards finding her off a screening action where she can be effective scoring? She said they're starting to get it. It's a process for her. And she's a player that needs someone to get her the basketball so she can be effective shooting the 3. Duke back in their man.
Little touch foul against Lambert. We'll step aside. What a great game tonight here at Duke.
ACC College Hoops is brought to you by the official corporate champions of the ACC, Bojangles, Haviland, and Food Lion.
NC State senior Kaylee Moser wearing our GoPro camera. The senior from Burlington, North Carolina, showing you what it's like to take the court here at Cameron Indoor Stadium. For this great rivalry, we thank Kaylee for helping us out.
What a great kid, Kaylee Moser.
There's a little bit of the history, Deb. Duke's won 9 of the last 11. NC State has not won in this building since 1996, and the rivalry goes all the way back to 1976.
Traveling is the call.
Deb, you were involved in a few of these NC State Duke games. What's that atmosphere like down there?
It's great. We never lost over here during my time.
That's what you told me prior to the game. No? I just wanted to ask.
I know that there's a lot of, as Azurá Stevens knocks down the triple, I know there's a lot of former players on both sides watching and listening tonight, because that's what you do in supporting your group.
Stevens now with 16 points.
Now the skip pass wide open, Wilson.
Schumacher tipped it to Williams. New shot clock. Wilson. Schumacher again. Mathurin. Side of the rim.
Now that's the way to attack it, though. That side of the zone for NC State. Especially with Dominique Wilson over there. Azurá Stevens lines up in back-to-back triple opportunity short.
By the way, the miss by Mathurin, her first from three-point range in the game as Williams misfires.
I wouldn't call that the best choice.
Spencer tipped it out of bounds.
You cannot, in this game, as tightly contested as each possession is, you can't allow your poor shot selection to turn into a transition opportunity for the other team. Neither team can afford that at this time.
Blue Devils are also working on a 12-game winning streak at home against ACC opponents. Salvadores misses. Tries to follow up. Matthias is in the game, number 35 in white for Duke. Stevens lost the handle. 3-on-3 action for Spencer. She'll try to do it herself. Score the bucket, and she's going to the free throw line.
Maya Spencer held scoreless, didn't even take a shot attempt in the first half, and she's done a terrific job of being aggressive and looking for her offense here in the third quarter. She's hit a three. Now she's got a driving layup and an and-one opportunity.
Second foul on Salvadores, says Spencer, who shoots 76% from the line, trying to finish off the three-point play.
So in conference play, Spencer is averaging 39.8 minutes per game. That's rounded up to 40.
A lot of basketball for the junior from Decatur, Georgia. That's a tough shot there on the drive by Prim. Ashley Williams, first personal.
Yeah, that time NC State changed the way they guarded that ball screen. They like to jam and allow their guards to go under. That time they hedged with their post player, and that allowed Williams time to try to stop the dribble penetration, but she fouled.
Numbers for Prim on the season. She is into the box score. First point of the evening. Has a chance to close that gap to three. Freshman from West Palm Beach, Florida. Williams, baseline. Mathurin misses.
You got to get Azurá Stevens a touch. She's gone a couple of possessions here and hasn't had the ball in her hands.
Prim, little crossover. She's earned another trip to the free throw line going against Williams.
And so what Duke is doing is they're countering with isolating Ashley Williams, who's a smaller guard for NC State. Watch the crossover right here, and if you're going to help, you don't just stick a hand in the passing lane. You got to get your body in the passing lane. Or the driving lane, I should say.
They kept it on the floor. Fouls on Schumacher. Azurá Stevens has a chance at the line.
That's two quick fouls by Carly Schumacher. Watch the out-of-bounds play right here. Dominique Wilson opens up the lane. There's no one in her area. She gives Azurá Stevens a straight line to the rim.
19 points for Azurá Stevens. We're tied at 47 inside of a minute and a half to go in the third. gets the direction.
And this is a play for Greenwell. They love to run her off the flare screen out of their horns.
Williams anticipates.
Everyone knows that's their tendency. Oh, she misses the layup. You can't miss a layup.
Final 45 seconds of the third quarter. Prim, daylight, just over the front rim for Prim.
Crystal Prim, the 5'11" freshman, she has been impressive. NC State's got to be careful here that don't get caught up in the pace that Duke's trying to create with that token pressure.
12 seconds to go. Shot clock is off. Spencer traveled.
She had to pull up jump shot. That's your shot. Wes Moore saying, take that shot off that screen.
That ends the third. Duke has taken the lead. 49-47. Fourth quarter straight ahead. Azuré Stevens with 10 points in the third quarter. She's got a double-double. 19 points, 10 rebounds. Her 10th of the season. Best in the ACC, Debbie.
She's on the Wooden Watch. She's on the Naismith list. She's one of the top players in the country, and she's just a sophomore.
Duke went on a 7-0 run to close the quarter. Shot 58% from the floor, and now for the game, 50%. NC State was 33%, 5 of 15.
It's Maya Spencer and Dominique Wilson time for NC State. This is when they are at their best, as Ashley Williams knocks down another triple.
Her third of the evening, and 9 points for Williams.
Remember I told you I had a feeling about the way her body language and the way she prepared before the game. You see, the other end, they are isolating her defensively. If it wasn't Prim, this time it's Greenwell trying to post her up. And you know, that's something that Wes Moore told us that he expected and anticipated that he would see some of tonight. That his team would, his guards would be posted up by the Duke offensive size on the perimeter.
2 fouls now on Williams. By the way, the Blue Devils are 11-0 this season when leading after 3 quarters. Greenwell forces it up.
Great flex cut on the baseline.
First field goal of the game, Rebecca Greenwell.
At 6'2", or 6'1", and Ashley Williams is 5'7", trying to defend that in the block.
Lambert tried to give it off. It was kicked. While Williams was back defensively.
That was a 3-on-1 opportunity for Duke, and they did not convert. Good job defending the ball screens.
Well, Lambert had 7 points in the first quarter. Deb has not scored since. Shot clock is winding down. Turnaround is all net. Matthias.
What a big basket for Matthias. 6'4" sophomore.
Her first field goal of the evening for the sophomore from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
And just her third field goal in ACC play.
Williams wants 3. Position underneath Mathurin. She earns free throws.
Well, Jennifer Mathurin has done a nice job with her minutes tonight. Limited in the first half after picking up 2 fouls in the first quarter after knocking down 3 triples for Wes Moore.
Azuré Stevens picked up her 3rd personal foul to put Mathurin at the free throw line. Again, Stevens with a double-double tonight, 19 points.
I think Westmore is so well respected by the coaches in this league. They know that if it is a 1 or 2 possession game down the stretch, they're in for a battle. If his team has a chance with the ball, he's got to like his chances.
Stevens is out, the 19 points and 10 rebounds.
I don't think she'll stay over there very long.
She does have 3 personals. But Durham now has 13 points. Just to reiterate, NC State has not won in this building against Duke since 1996. Salvadores. Prim. Great hustle by Prim to get the ball.
That's a loose ball. And Westmore is saying, how can that be a foul? It's a 50-50 ball.
They gave it to Maya Spencer, her second.
You got to watch for Greenwell on this out-of-bounds play. She's going to go put her head on the rim, and she's coming off a down screen. There it is.
Greenwell. Whistle prior, 2 and a foul against Duke. Matthias picked up the foul for the Blue Devils. Duke by 2. Led by 2 after the 3rd quarter. A 4-point halftime lead for NC State. Shot clock at 8. Williams. Matthias beat Mathurin for the rebound. Salvadores. Cut off momentarily by Spencer.
And Greenwell just cannot shake free. Dominique Wilson has done a terrific job defending one of the better three-point shooters in the ACC.
Traveling against Cheatham. 18 turnovers in the game for Duke.
They didn't run Rebecca Greenwell off of any staggers until the second half, and they've tried to shake her free, and she just can't break loose.
53-51. Duke in front.
That's the side of the zone for Dominique Wilson to attack. Not the same amount of quickness or length over there.
Mathurin. Williams tried to tap it. Scooped up Spencer. Gets it back in the corner and decides to settle things on down. Entry. Nelson. Runs around the paint and scores.
What a play. First of all, great entry by Williams on the bounce pass off the skip. NC State moving the ball very well around that zone.
Chelsea Nelson with 8 points. Above her season average of 7.1. Salvadores. Long rebound. Duke basketball.
Look at the bounce pass. Nelson tries to go up and under. Keeps her dribble alive and attacks going left over that right shoulder. She's worked hard on that part of her skill set in the offseason. I think she's going to be a really good player for NC State.
Tying the game at 53 with that bucket. Stevens has returned and has the basketball now for Duke. 4th time in the game they've been tied. Stevens unties it.
What a great cut. She cuts right across the front of the face of NC State on ball side. That's too hard to guard if you let her catch it there.
7th time this year she's gone over 20 points. 21 for Stevens. A 3 from the corner rattles around for Wilson and does not fall. Salvadores off balance. 4. Wolfpack players surround that basketball.
You know, NC State's done a pretty good job on the defensive glass tonight as well. They're undersized inside, and they've been able to hold their own on the boards.
But Durham misses from three. That's Stevens. That's Nelson. Spencer got it back somehow. Her shot deflected by Henson. Ball out of bounds. It'll be Duke ball. What a sequence. Duke has the ball. And they have the lead. 4:31 to go from Cameron Indoor. 55-53. Blue Devils in front. Take a look at that staggering number. 152-game winning streak at home against unranked opponents. And Debbie, it's been since 1996 that the Pack has come into this building and beaten the Blue Devils. 20 years. I bet it's been longer than that since they've won back-to-back if they knock them off tonight. That's right. Back in 96, a win 80-74 for NC State. Duke with the ball. 4 ties, 8 lead changes. Duke has led for about 8 minutes in this game. NC State for about 25 minutes. Stevens working on a 21-point night. Will not add to it on that trip. Look at Chelsea Nelson. Great D and then sprints to the rim. Williams with a 3. Huge. That's a big-time shot. That's her 4th triple of the night, Ashley Williams. NC State had been one of its last 11 from three-point range prior to the basket by Williams. Greenwell on the drive. Foul will go against NC State. Okay, so what you have to do is referee the defense. The play started outside the lower defensive box. And this is the 3 by Williams. Wide open, catch and shoot. Playing horse, Ashley Williams. In the last play, you got to look at the, referee the defense on that. Rebecca Greenwell hasn't been able to get anything going at all tonight. 4th personal on Mathurin. She's also made 4 3-point baskets and has 13 points. Rebecca Greenwell missed 2 free throws in a row. I'm not sure I would have ever believed that. But she's getting another chance because there was a violation by NC State. 84% from the line on the season. She missed 3 in a row. Wow. She had made her only 2 other free throw attempts in this game. Greenwell with 4 points after the 2 misses from the line. NC State by 1. 3:30 to go. What a night at Cameron Indoor Stadium. Wilson. Weak side and Prim. You cannot let Azurá Stevens cut across the front of your face on this right here. Oh, what a great steal. Poor pass. Stevens commits the 5. That'll be her 4th. NC State has been well prepared for all the horns action that Duke likes to run. They're trying to get Azurá Stevens in a position where she can get the ball. See, this pass is across the key, and Dominique Wilson is cheating that play. Wilson is 3 for 3 from the line in the game. Remember, NC State's coming off that triple overtime win on the road at Pitt, where they had to execute down the stretch multiple times to be able to get that W. Stevens comes out again, 4 personal fouls, 21 points. Also 11 rebounds. So for Wilson, Deb, those are first points of the second half after scoring 14 in the first half. It's time. Ashley Williams has done a good job picking up some of the perimeter scoring for NC State. It's a great hedge by Maturin. Reach in, Wilson. Third on Wilson. Wilson.
Well, maybe some of her scoring in the second half has not happened because she's worked so hard on the defensive end, defending Greenwell. Now Greenwell's going back to the free throw line. And she's going to get 2 shots here. And this is where I don't like this new rule. It should be 1-and-1 like it used to be. I prefer that better because there's no pressure on the first free throw.
Sophomore from Owensboro, Kentucky. 6 points on the night. 4 of 6 from the line. 1-point game.
And you got to call that. Spencer beat her to the spot.
Third on Lambert.
That's the 4th team foul on Duke, so the next one will put NC State in a bonus.
Lambert, by the way, had 7 points in the first quarter, but has not scored since. That's still outdoing her production from the last 3 games prior, where she only had 5 points. Durham tried to thread it inside and stolen. Lambert.
Good D by Duke.
Prim turns the corner. Collided with Spencer.
Yeah, see, I don't know about that. I don't think Spencer got there. That play started outside the lower defensive box. But watch, she's late getting caught up on the screen. You got to referee the defense. Was she there before she took off? I say no.
First on Prim. 21st turnover, Duke. And now exactly 2 minutes to go. NC State by 1 after leading by 4 at halftime. Williams releases. Greenwell trying to tap it ahead. Williams came up with it.
NC State has not won here in 20 years. They have a 1-point lead with the ball.
Shot clock is inside of 10. Thurn needs to recognize mid-range. Couldn't calculate the physics, but Spencer got it back. 1:13 to go.
Duke has 3 timeouts. Excuse me, they have 2. NC State has 3.
Most of the crowd in attendance standing at this point. Final minute. Duke and NC State. Nelson, Mathurin, the layup.
And they took it all the way inside 10 on the shot clock to 4 seconds. Terrific execution.
Timeout on the court.
You do not need a 3 here if you're Duke. And Rebecca Greenwell, your best 3-point shooter, hasn't got a clean look all game. Do you use her as a decoy, or do you try to run a play for her? As Mathurin does a great job on that dive to the basket off of Chelsea Nelson's post entry. That is a terrific play by the Wolfpack. Because they move the ball so well, they get that zone spread out, and then they attack vertically in the middle.
You think that would be a nice birthday present for Mathurin, who celebrates a birthday today and has 15 points? We showed you what Duke has done in this building. They're working on several winning streaks. They've won 7 in a row at home, 12 straight at home against ACC opponents. And look at that number, 152 here at Cameron Indoor Stadium against unranked opponents, which NC State is. But the Pack has not won here since '96. NC State, by the way, 30 points off of 21 turnovers by Duke.
Well, first of all, you've got to get Azurá Stevens back on the floor, and she is going to check in now. So you just isolate her on the block. NC State has not been able to defend that. Put her on the block at 6'6".
21 points tonight, Deb.
Chelsea Nelson has that matchup.
Stevens leads all scorers at that figure.
You can't put Mathurin on her, even though you'd like to. You cannot, because she has 4 fouls.
Duke tonight from three-point range, 3 of 10. Should they so choose to try to tie it up. 40 seconds remaining.
Through the elevator door screens, and Wilson defends it very well.
The Thurn came out to challenge Greenwell. Henson is open for 3.
Now you got a foul.
Nelson got the rebound.
Give it to Spencer. That's who you want to have the ball if you're NC State.
So Lambert picked up the foul, her 4th. Had to, though.
NC State caught a break. Now Henson is a three-point shooter in her past, but she has missed 11 games this year.
She's only attempted 2 this season, Deb.
She was wide open, and I'm sure Coach McCauley had confidence in her. That's why she was out there on the floor, but NC State got caught up in rotation and left her wide open. Anybody else would have put it on the floor and drove it to the basket.
Maya Spencer now with 6 points.
Yeah, this is a 2-possession game now. And if you're Duke, I think you got to get a 3 on this possession. And you're taking too long right now trying to get the play going. It looks like they don't know what they want to run.
Lambert drives and scores. An immediate timeout by Coach McCauley.
That's a great play off the high ball screen, but it took too long to develop. The Duke is going to have to go for the steal. NC State wants Maya Spencer to get the inbound. She rejects the screen and drives it hard. NC State doesn't want to foul. Maya Spencer lets her go by.
Duke is now out of timeouts.
So NC State, if you're Duke, you try not to let Maya Spencer catch the ball. Anybody else but Spencer put on the free throw line. You got to go for the quick steal. If you don't get the steal, then you have to foul immediately.
NC State tonight, 10 of 26 from three-point range. And that's a big reason why they cling to this lead with 15 seconds to go. 62-59. Williams to put it in play.
Yeah, good timeout. You've got, that's why Westmore saved him. Duke doesn't have any timeouts left.
NC State takes a timeout in front.
NC State with a 3-point lead, 15 seconds to go. Westmore has the option to advance the basketball, but he decided not to. He wants to use the full length of the floor so they can do that.
Long pass, saved at the baseline by Wilson, who ran it down, and she got fouled.
What's interesting about that new rule where you can advance the ball inside the last minute is that not every coach takes advantage of it, and I understand why Westmore chose not to there. He wanted the full 94 feet, and he knew that in a foot race, Dominique Wilson could beat Rebecca Greenwell.
As a team tonight, NC State 8 of 10 from the line, and you can see that Wilson has not missed.
Now she needs to make this one to make it a 2-possession game for the Blue Devils. If she makes it, I say you get a quick 2. If she misses, obviously you can get the 3.
17 points for Dominique Wilson.
See, Maya Spencer did her job. Make them come back to the ball.
That's a 3 attempt. And it's good. Lambert made it. Foul. 4.7 seconds left as Lambert had to come back and foul and chase down Wilson. 5th rather now on Lambert, who just hit that 3.
What a big 3 by the freshman. Time and score and having an understanding of it. And NC State again choosing not to advance the basketball with a timeout. Doesn't want to give Duke a chance to set their D.
So Lambert has to come out with her 5th personal.
And see, let me say this again. This is where we should have the 1-and-1 in the women's game, not the 2 free throws. To put pressure on this free throw. We want drama in the game. That would be dramatic.
Lambert, as she leaves, was 5 of 6 from the floor for Duke with 12 points. Here's Wilson at the line.
You have to make Duke come back to the basketball. Rebecca Greenwell's down here being guarded by Maya Spencer all the way down three-quarter court.
19 points for Wilson. Final 4 seconds. Duke has to hurry. Salvadores, no good. For the first time since '96, NC State has won at Cameron Indoor. Debbie Antonelli. Incredible effort from both of these teams, and in the end, it is Westmore and NC State defeating Duke for the second straight time in dramatic fashion. Duke had a chance at the end. It wouldn't go. 65-62.
What an incredible finish. What a huge win for the Wolfpack. 4 in a row to vault them to 4-1 in conference play.
We'll come back for more on this one. NC State wins it over Duke. (65-62). NC State comes into Cameron Indoor Stadium and wins for the first time since 1996, and we're joined by the victorious Coach Wes Moore. Coach, thank you for your time. Wow, was this a great basketball game or what? Tell us about how things went down. Yeah,
it was great for the fans. I don't know about for the coach, but I'm just so proud of our kids now. They hung in there. You know, we've just kept getting better, and this is a great win for us on the road.
Coach, the poise and composure that your backcourt plays with, it's exceptional. What would you say about how Dominique Wilson and Maya Spencer managed the game for you?
Yeah, Dominique has just really stepped up these last few games. She's been unbelievable, hitting big shots for us. And then Maya, you know, we're asking a lot of her, making her handle the ball some. She's not probably really a point guard, but we've had to, you know, adapt and go with it. And I'm just proud of the way she's handled all that.
Coach, share with us your strategy at the end of the game and why you didn't elect to advance the basketball.
Oh, Debbie, you know, I just new rules, I forget them, but you know, we wanted to eat time, and I was okay with that, just getting it in bounds and being able to eat clock and make them foul. It also allowed us to run the run-out play. We had seen on film late in the game, they tried to deny the inbounds pass with a man on the ball. It allowed us to get the run-out, which we didn't get the layup, but we got fouled and got to the free throw line, and Dom hit enough of them to get it done.
Wes, you watched a little film? Shocking.
What's that?
You watched a little film? Shocking.
No, again, we got a great staff, and they give me a lot to work with. And like I said, I'm so proud of these kids. We're not going real deep right now. These kids are playing a lot of minutes, and I just couldn't be prouder of them, how they've hung in there.
Wes, NC State hasn't won here in 20 years. What would you say about your team's performance tonight overall?
20 years. I was 18 years old when they won here last, I think, something like that. Well, again, you know, we were fortunate enough to beat them last year at our place on the Play for K Yao Day, and that was so special. And now to do it over here at Cameron is pretty impressive, really, to be honest with our kids. I just can't believe they have been able to do that back-to-back.
Well, Coach, we thank you for your time. What an incredible victory, and you can go celebrate that one with your players. It was really an exceptional effort by both teams. But as Coach mentioned, they hit their free throws, 10 of 13, 11 of 14 rather for NC State, and 10 of 26 from three-point range. Wes Moore, almost a loss for words there. Debbie Antonelli is. He reflects on the victory tonight.
He's more of an emotional guy than he lets on.
Yes, we know that from seeing him in his days in the Southern Conference at Chattanooga and now in his third year at NC State. And the Wolfpack coming up with the 65-62 victory. And Jennifer Mathurin joins us. And how about that for a birthday present, Miss Mathurin? What do you think?
I'm really happy. I asked the girls to give me this for my birthday, and they delivered.
You also delivered from three-point range. You got 15 points.
Okay.
And you came up with 4 three-point baskets. Take us through the effort tonight from the perimeter for you.
I was just concentrated on knocking down my shots, but everybody, you know, they were giving me good passes. We played good as a team, so they were finding me when I was open. So it's a team effort for that.
Jennifer, you had to go against Azurá Stephen in parts of this game with her length and her size. How difficult of a matchup is that to go against?
It's really hard because she's so long. Even if you stay straight up, she can just reach over and grab a rebound and just score over. So it was really hard, and she's a good player. She's really good. She has a mid-range shot. She can attack. She was just a good threat.
NC State plays a little undersized in the post, but you've got a tremendous backcourt with Spencer and Wilson. How valuable are those two to the overall success of you being able to be effective inside? We are nothing without Dom and Maya. They play hard every game, they deliver every game. They hustle, they make their shots. They're great leaders, so it's amazing to have them in our team.
Jennifer, thank you for your time. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
15 points in the winning effort. Deb, what'd you think about what happened tonight?
I thought it was a huge win to go 4-1 in conference play with NC State and Westmore after 20 years of not winning here. A big win for the Wolfpack.
NC State's now won 4 in a row. They're 13-5 and 4-1 in conference play. For Debbie Antonelli and our outstanding production crew, I'm Tom Wormy saying so long from Durham, North Carolina.